Chapter 5, we want to look at how we can be able to develop a future orientation. So we are saying the purpose of strategic analysis is to establish a current situation in the organization. So the reason why we are doing this analysis, we need to first ask ourselves, like we are saying here, what is our current situation and how can we be able to improve it, and how can we become better. And we are saying by understanding the current state, definitely it helps us to focus on the future. And we use, for us to focus, to do, or to be able to practice future orientation, we use a number of tools. We use what we call trend exploration. We use what we call modeling. They are just tools. We use individual focusing. We use consensus focusing. And we also use scenario planning. Now, what is this that we are calling trend exploration? Trend exploration simply says that if we are using this tool to focus on the future, we make an assumption that the past occurrences will continue into the future. That is to mean that whatever we are calling the past definitely indicates on where we will be in the future. And we are saying a car ownership in Kenya has been on an upward trend. So very many people are owning cars. So we are saying every person, for example, those are in the car sale business, they assume that this trend is not going to change. We are going to have people wanting to buy more cars. So they rely on the past car buying trends to dictate on the future car buying trends. So that is what we call trend exploration. Then we have what we call modeling. We are saying under this particular tool, we identify key variables in a situation and try to model how they interact with each other. So those variables we are talking about the quantity of supply, the consumer's level of income, and we are saying when these particular variables are affected, definitely the market is also affected. Then we have what we call individual focusing. This is done by individuals who are specialists in certain areas. For example, a marketing manager may use his or her expertise to focus. So that is individual forecasting. For this particular kind of a forecasting we use specialist. If it is somebody in procurement, we can be able to use this particular person in the procurement department, because they are specialists in that particular area. Then we have what we call consensus forecasting. We are saying in this kind of a forecasting we involve a group, and this particular group develops a forecast, and then they can be able to come into an agreement and agree. And then we have what we call a scenario planning. We are saying scenarios are developed by the entire management. So when it comes to this kind of a planning, we bring everyone on board. It's not like the individual one. So the management is involved, and we are able to do what? We are able to look at the uncertainty and how to adjust. Every businesses are being faced by certain uncertainties. We are able to look at them and understand how we make those adjustments so that we can mitigate any effects. Then scenario planning, we are saying it's a continuation here, that finally the organization will be able to become a better decision maker and identify potential outcomes and impacts, and be able to evaluate responses and manage positive and negative impacts. So this particular method, the scenario planning method, or focusing method, majorly it focuses on identifying the business risks, and how those risks might affect the running of a business.